Hey guys, good afternoon and welcome to Moneycontrol. I'm Karunya Rao. With me is Manisha Gupta, and we're here to give you a roundup on the commodities universe. All eyes today on metals, on crude oil, and wheat prices. First, let's start with the most important one, which also rules the market to a great extent: crude oil.
Oh, well, and what a decline is what we've seen onto this one. Last Monday was $123. Today we are trading at 109. So it clearly has been a $13, $14 of a decline that we've seen coming for the crude oil prices in matter of last 4 or 5 trading sessions itself. The sell-off this time around, interestingly, is not because there are supply concerns, but because there are demand concerns now. There is recession issues coming in, and even as the markets were missing, and we were talking about on how the crude prices have continued to jump up, and there is no demand destruction. Well, it hasn't come in because of the prices, but it has come in because of the recession fears, and also the fact that the speculative trades have been unwinding constantly as crude oil prices continue to break those important levels on the lower side. The supports given way for further decline into the markets, and the expectation is that the current levels of 109 could turn to nearly 101, 102 as well before you see any meaningful buying coming into the markets. And this week is quite important because you have the US president meeting 7 big oil US companies to talk about increase in production, also to ensure that the
But
prices.
why increase production when the demand is an issue still?
So the US also is looking at weaker inventories that we have seen, and if you look at the US strategic petroleum reserves, because they have been selling into the open market, those reserves also are now at a 40-year lows. So US does need to ensure that there is one, no profiteering, two, that there is enough availability, and all of that needs to be done before November because that is when the midterm elections are.
Oh God, okay. Let's see then. I'm sure there'll be a lot of action in crude oil then ahead of that. What's happening in metals? Because that also seems to be dented to a great extent by weak demand.
Karuna, I'm so glad we spoke about metals yesterday as well. Even as everybody was telling you to buy at those 8 to 9% of gains, we did tell our viewers that this is perhaps just an aberration because the fundamentals are on the weaker side, because there are no buyers into the market, and that's exactly what we have seen coming back yet again today. There is a very sharp decline here. You have copper, which is trading at a 9-month lows. 20% down on US, 18% down on LME as well. And even as yes, the markets are tight, and but copper is the key barometer of economic growth, right? Whether it's electricals, whether it is manufacturing, factory, white goods, renewables, copper is used in everywhere. So if there is no demand coming in, that does tell you that yes, the recession fears are true there. And here as well, we have seen the net long positions continue to decline. Markets do believe that from here as well, another 10% of a decline in copper is something that you should absolutely work on.
Okay, well, and finally moving on to the third big commodity on our watch list, which is wheat. What's happening there?
So here as well, the concerns seem to be now getting away. Yes, the Russia-Ukraine issues are still on, but the markets believe that it wouldn't be too long before we can find a way for that crop or grains also to come into the international markets. Having said that, India is looking at a good crop. The export restrictions that we put has done us well. And then you have other markets like Argentina, Australia also looking at wheat production, and their wheat will start coming into the markets. So there are enough supplies right now. Is the reason you have seen wheat prices come up by 15% from the kind of 14-year highs that we saw in the month of March. And not just wheat, Karunya. Take a look at edible oil prices. Palm oil is trading at 5-month lows. Sunflower oil, even soybean for that matter. All of these commodities are anywhere between 15 to 30% off from 2022 highs. So the whole food inflation concerns that the markets had also seems to be getting away. And is the pain over for the producers? No, it's not.
But will that benefit of cooling off in the prices trickle down to the end user?
It sure will, yes. Haven't you seen the edible oil prices from 250
I haven't
rupees?
I've stopped checking because they were so shocking.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't keep up.
So let me tell you, if you bought edible oil last month, it was 215
Right.
rupees a litre. Today it's 189 to 170.
Really?
It is.
Wow, that's quite a bit of a
Good news.
yeah, whatever it is. But good news for oil consumers. Uh, Go deep fry your food, I guess, it's Mons.
And drive a bit more. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
till it
Chalo.
lasts.
Anyway, this is all we have in this edition of Commodities Check. We'll be back again tomorrow with more updates for you guys, especially ones who are enthusiastic about investing and trading with commodities. Thank you.